So Mike Neighbors joins us now, of course, the coach of the Arkansas women's basketball team, and he joins us now here on Ruskin and Zach. He and Zach have things to discuss, so we'll do that. Coach, good afternoon.
Afternoon, boys. I had no idea what I had started last night with a very innocent text message, but here we go.
Have you ever had a shower beer?
I needed a definition on that. We're getting big on definitions here.
Yeah,
later,
you and I. Okay, so apparently it's a thing. Like people drinking beer in the shower. Now I had never heard about it. DQ says it's kind of ricocheting through the younger community. I didn't know. You're a worldly guy. You ever have a beer in the shower?
I did in college. Yeah, it was. You study until 8:30 or 9, and you're getting ready to go out, and probably
Wait a minute. You went out? You went out when you were in college? I was always in the dorm.
I did, yeah. I have to somehow explain being in college for 7 years, don't I?
I thought you were gonna hit him for saying he studied in college, but you went the other way.
Well, I did. I had to study to keep that to stay in school. So yeah, I've definitely done it. It's not like something that was regular though. I mean, but yeah, somebody would hand you. Yeah, sure.
Do you know Zach's college GPA at one point?
Okay, that was first of all, it was my first semester.
Okay,
it was my first semester of freedom, and it was a pretty good defense, an old 131.
Oh no! Well, see, I started out at Arkansas Fort Smith, which was West Ark, so my GPA started out. My GPA digressed, which is not it's kind of like the reverse. I started out with a really good one, and then just kept getting worse and worse the closer I got to graduation. My worst semester was my last semester, so. Yeah, I don't know. I was not a stellar student, but I wasn't a bad one either.
I was a terrible student, and you would have been very, very proud of me on the defense that I played at our mailbox to make sure that my parents did not see that report card.
Well done there. Yeah, I mean that was back in the old days when that you could do that. Now they're going to log on and see it. So
there's no way to
defense no defense of the mailman.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Okay, so let's. Dudley says he had a shower beer last Thursday. All right.
Wow! Congrats, Ted. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this by order of importance and probably the shortest discussion. Because Ruskin today pointed out something to me, an irrefutable fact. Shooter was drunk in the movie Hoosiers when he called the picket fence.
Based on what?
How about it?
Okay. Well, I think you're misremembering the discussion.
I am not.
I told him, Coach, that it's very obvious visually when Shooter is drunk versus not drunk. When his hair is all slicked back, he is sober. That's what they did there. But when Dennis Hopper's hair is all kind of flopping around, as in when he's in the crowd or when he wanders out onto the floor to complain about the charging call that was missed, his hair is all disheveled. So that's what I took away. So when he was coaching, his hair was slicked back, and therefore he was sober.
Not during this particular. Now, the one time that he was sober, they asked him what they were going to do, and he went and sat down.
Well, he didn't call the picket fence after he stumbled onto the court.
No, that was right after. That was before that.
He was correct. Yeah, he was. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you, in my opinion, I don't think he was over the legal limit. Wouldn't have been considered drunk. I don't think Gene Hackman would have let him on the bench. He certainly would have got kicked out of the game and let him call the game, win, and play. But
Dale.
I just don't know what evidence you have to be so dig your heels in so deep. I'm telling you, I don't know for sure, but based on just the plot line, you have no reason to call him out like that.
Norman Dale said as much to Shooter when he offered him the job. He said, "You drink around these kids, you're finished," or whatever he said. So
he made it very clear. And again, I'm just sticking to the storyline. I think you got a little ahead of yourself and just said that he may have been drunk, and I don't think he was. I mean,
what is the picket fence?
It's an old. I've actually got a diagram in a book in an old book that I own, and it's setting up a screen right there in the middle of the lane, and what we would probably call a wheel cut these days, and that's the old picket fence. There you go.
You ever run it?
In that gym.
Okay.
In that very gym where they shot the movie, I did a clinic up there, and about 3 years ago, and just to say I did, we drew up the picket fence and we ran it as a play during that clinic. And I also I dropped 13 movie lines during the clinic, just randomly dropped them in there and had a little contest among the coaches to see who could pick them up, and 10 won it. I got 3 by the guy that won it, and, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, ran the picket fence in the very gym where they shot the movie Hoosiers.
All right. Where do you come down on people who clap when a plane lands?
I've done it before.
Really?
I will. Oh yeah. I've been on a flight that needed some applause. Yeah, it was a little bumpy, and they did a heck of a job getting the thing down and through a storm. And yeah, they needed to know we were appreciative of getting that thing down to the ground safely, but not routinely, not like every time. I don't know anybody that does it literally every time, but I've been on a couple of flights where it's been a round of applause, more than a golf clap.
Wow. What about clapping at the movies? You ever done that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Several times. Rocky IV, I was up cheering loudly during the last fight scene.
Wait a minute.
Clapped at the end of I'm trying to think the last movie I clapped at the end of. But definitely having Rocky IV, Purple Rain, I clapped at the end of.
What?
I remember. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
100%.
Zach needs a 20-second timeout. Let's take these one at a time. You cannot be up clapping at the end of Rocky IV when he's doing the whole "if I can change, you can change" speech.
During the movie, at the end of the movie, yeah. When he's fighting Drago, oh yeah, I was clapping during the fight scene. I'm not telling you I was clapping at like when the credits were rolling. Was that
okay? Yeah. I thought you were like standing up. Bravo!
Well, you've opened up a new door here because I don't know.
I thought you said clap during the movie. Like, okay,
you've opened up
at the end of a movie.
Yeah.
Man, probably not. No.
But I don't know the last movie that was produced that made people in a room like cheer and scream. Like that doesn't happen anymore. Anytime.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, but Rocky IV did. I Purple Rain did.
What is there to cheer about at the end of Purple Rain?
He's up singing. He's doing the entire. He comes back.
Well, you're a Prince guy.
I'm a huge Prince.
Okay,
guy.
all right. So was it for the movie or for Prince himself?
Both, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, they're one and the same in that instance. So probably both. But yeah, just the moment. Yeah, the way that the show did. I might have to go back and think about it. That is a great question. I might have to go back. I haven't been to the theater a long time anyway. So that'll be another something to think about.
We're chatting with Mike Neighbors here on Ruskin and Zach. Go ahead.
Did Cinderella catfish Prince Charming? 77,
Absolutely not.
77% of our respondents said yes.
Catfishing didn't exist back then. Catfishing wasn't even a term until 2010 or 2011, just depending on when you believe it came into existence.
Yeah, but this is 2022. We can go back and retroactively fit anything.
Nope. Catfishing. Anybody I've ever, and in my knowledge, if you can correct me, I'm open. I'm not going to die on this hill like you would. But to me, catfishing involves a social media deception. Twitter, Facebook, a dating site, something using the internet to deceive somebody. The internet didn't exist when Cinderella happened, and she had met the prince. So he knew she was a real person. Catfishing is about the person not being the real person they said they were. Correct?
Would you say that Cinderella was less than honest with Prince Charming?
Did she misrepresent?
Yes.
Well, that's not catfishing, in my opinion. You asked me, was she catfishing?
No. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm agreeing with your statement. Yeah, she was misrepresenting it.
Probably, but again, she wasn't there to charm the prince. But he was charmed by her.
But on date one, you don't lead with, "Hey, by the way, I'm poor." Like no one you don't go to that on date one. Like that you have to wait a few weeks to get that in.
Now George Costanza learned on Seinfeld, it's better off just to go the exact opposite.
That's
Come out
true.
And say, I'm unemployed. I live at my home with my parents.
That's right.
And I'm bald, and he got the date instead. I don't know. I mean,
all right. So Spanky just
misrepresented. I'll give you misrepresented. But catfishing to me, you're getting into now again creating a whole different. I just don't think she's guilty of that charge.
Spanky just texted and he said the prince invited every woman in the land and Cinderella peacocked.
Okay.
Okay.
We good with that?
I love that a text from someone named Spanky works its way into this hard-hitting interview with the head coach of Arkansas basketball.
And again, I think we're getting into definitional. What we refer to around here is operational definitions. What is a catfishing? And did she misrepresent? Yeah, I'd probably give you that. But, man, catfish, that's going another level. So that's where I drew the line, was just at the definition of that word probably.
All right, so this has got the office in knots today. The question is, at the end of the year, your record is 7-9. Were you 1 or 2 games under 500?
Yep.
Which one?
I know that because listen, this is not a hypothetical deal, Zach Ruskin. This is my team. As our team last year, we were 7-9 in the league, and somebody said, "Well, y'all were 2 games under 500," which I disagree with. I think we are 1 game under 500 because the season was over. Notice the wording. The season's over. There's no more games to be played. So the outcome of one of those games, if it goes the other way, you're 8-8 and you are 500. You couldn't play 2 games. There's no games remaining left to be played. And I get the whole games back argument and the way we keep up with it during the middle of the year. But I'm saying at the end of the year, a 7-9 team is only 1 win away from being a 500 team.
I've come around on this, and I see your point on this one because the season has concluded at 16 games. The Mendoza line is 8, and
well, no, it's not the Mendoza line. The Mendoza line is 200.
The 500 mark is the 8th game. So yes, you would agree that if 16 games were, let's say you were 16 games in and you played 25, now you're 2 games under 500. I
got no problem with somebody saying that because you still have the opportunity to make up those 2 games, but. Again, at the end of a season, the schedule is complete. And again, this goes back to me to what I've always said this. All records are not created equal. There's teams out there that are 21-10 that are different than teams that were 26-3 or 4 because of the schedule and who you play. So that was kind of where this argument lay a little bit, was that a 7-9 team is, to me, in my opinion, is not 2 games under 500 when the season's concluded. They're 1 game under 500. So I turned this person around, too, who, like I said, was a journalist who writes for a very prominent or sports magazine. And she, too, understood the point and came around to it. And
I got your point on this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's epistemology, and it's definitions.
See, there's that word again. What does that mean?
Epistemology.
Yeah, dude, I am a journalism major. I need you to dumb it down. Single-syllable words, please.
Epistemology?
Yeah.
That's the investigation of what determines the difference between belief and opinion.
Wow. Oh, wow, that's
what
deep.
epistemology means.
I like that. That's good.
That's deep. I like that.
So like, that is, we're all, this is, my papa neighbors who had an 8th grade education taught me epistemology. And he would always say, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, just not their own facts.
Right.
Okay.
And that's so true. And when you get into the epistemology, it's the study of knowledge that investigates to the point to determine the difference between a justified belief and somebody's opinion. And we've all got opinions, and we're all justified with them, and we can all share them. But there's only certain things that are factual. And when you have to get to the factual nature of that, that's that study. That's what epistemology is the study of knowledge to get to the fact so that you can determine the difference between somebody's opinion and somebody's facts.
This is as close to NPR as we've ever been.
That's right. I feel like we should take a station break to read the community calendar.
Really, I think. Do we have a fundraiser coming up?
That's right. Yes, please give.
Hey,
now.
Has every book ever been plagiarized from the dictionary?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just putting them together in different sentences. I still can't believe we come up with new songs. I thought every song in the world had to have been written by now, but
now Dua Lipa's learning that one the hard way.
Yeah, just put them together in a little different order. But anyway, going back to it, that's to me what good debates, and the internet has ruined all good debates. I've said this for years now. We used to be able to sit around, whenever we had a group of people together and argue about things. But now you start trying to do that. People are pulling. You did it earlier today. Like, I'm going to Google this. Let's just talk about it. Give me your opinion on what you think a record is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the internet has ruined that for us. Shazam. We used to be able to argue whether it was The Clash or, London, whatever. But now you look up the lyrics. There's no misheard lyrics anymore.
No.
I mean,
no.
I grew up with so many great misheard lyrics because you didn't have access to Shazam, or they didn't put them on.
They didn't put them on the label.
Album
they didn't put it on the album notes.
Yeah,
like Manfred Mann, it's revved up like a deuce.
That's right.
That's not the way we said it.
That's not the way a lot of people have, heard all kinds, and just random ones, friends of mine that would be singing. JC, the other day, we're driving down she's going to be mad at me because I'm calling her out, but she's called me out a bunch. We're getting ready for guards this weekend, right? So we're listening to rodeo, Spurs, and she goes, Spurs and a let it go. And
no, let it go.
I said, I'm sorry, what? And I had to pause, and she goes, Spurs and a let it go. And I said, no, there's a piece of a saddle called the Latigo. And
yes.
But for years, and I've got friends that have sang, and I love it. I think people who make up their own lyrics, bless their hearts, and they just sing with all the, like it's been that way forever. And we don't have those moments anymore because these kids look up the lyrics and they know the lyrics.
I have a question about your job for a moment, if I could, please.
Please,
Mike Neighbors is our guest. If you bumped an official, would you be fined by the SEC?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have. I don't know what it is in other sports, and baseball's different. Baseball, those guys, it's a completely different relationship, and each sport has it. But in basketball, and me personally, I think I probably would have gotten a fine.
We're getting a lot of texts. JT just sent in. He said, "What I learned today: the word and meaning of whatever coach just said." And
epistemology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jason in Farmington, tell Coach Neighbors, thank you for making us all feel dumb.
That's not the point.
No.
The dumbest. Listen, you can ask anybody I know. The title, if I ever write a book, it's going to be How to Survive When You're the Dumbest Guy in the Room. So you learn definitions to words like epistemology and throw them out on the radio every now and then, and people think you're smart.
Yeah, Dudley just sent me a text. He said he's going to use epistemology in the next column he writes.
There you go.
Wow. Well, that's an honor for anything I say to go in one of Dudley's columns for sure. But no, like I said, that's a Pawpaw Neighbors eighth grade educated word he taught us back in the day. So
are you disturbed that 29% of Americans only brush their teeth once a day, including Ruskin?
A little, but it's not too surprising. I fall into that category quite a few days too, Ruskin, I admit.
I chew a lot of gum, Coach, so it's all...
That doesn't make it better.
Yeah, but it's like sugar-free. It's not bad gum. It's like the good kind. So
my son has got me in a new routine. He likes to get ready with me in the morning. It's one of the first things he wants to do is use his Baby Shark toothbrush, so I've gotten in a better habit. I would tell you I'm up 2 times a day since Bowen's been born, so I do have a toothbrush at the office, and there has been 3 or 4 brush days, but I'm not too disturbed by that. I'm just glad we called it a toothbrush. I mean, going from there.
I do not have a toothbrush at the office. Do you have a toothbrush at the office?
No, yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Usually I've got one in my backpack.
Y'all know the joke, right, about the toothbrush being invented in Arkansas?
Right. If it had been invented elsewhere, it would have been called the teeth brush.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Pretty much every job I've ever taken
really?
out of the state. So,
did you throw back epistemology at him?
Absolutely, threw it right back at him. I said, "Oh yeah, well, see if you can define this word."
What are we watching? I'm watching Moon Knight.
Moon Knight? I don't know. What is that?
That is a Marvel superhero thing on Disney Plus. I'm biding my time till Ozark comes out.
Yeah, it's coming out. I'm going to tell you, we went back and picked up Designated Survivor. I'd never seen an episode of it. I'd heard it kept popping up on my Netflix on, if you watch this, you should watch that. So it finally crept its way to the top, and we started it, and we're about a season into Designated Survivor. Kind of a cross between 24 and The West Wing, I guess, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
So Kiefer Sutherland, it was on TV, I think, because it's kind of shorter episodes. But
yeah,
we just finished Cheer, basically the last chance view of cheerleading between Navarro and Trinity Valley cheer squads. That was really pretty good.
All right, we got to. We got to leave it there. Thank you so much, Coach.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs, sports info, and odds. Find all the latest sports developments, including this week's odds for the Masters Championship and the start of Major League Baseball season. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on popular sports and games. Bet online, where the game starts.